What if I told you that the strongest women in the world are not defined by luck, natural talent, or perfect opportunities? Their strength comes from the choices they make every single day, especially when no one is paying attention. Real confidence is never created in one dramatic moment. Success is not something that happens by chance. The women who leave a lasting impact all share one powerful secret. They practice small, consistent habits that quietly shape their mindset, their actions, and the way they lead. Power is never handed to anyone. It is built, one decision at a time. Today, we're going to explore the daily habits that turn ordinary women into confident, resilient, and unstoppable leaders. The biggest difference between an average person and a truly powerful woman has very little to do with intelligence, money, beauty, or opportunity. The real difference begins much deeper. It starts with purpose. Every woman who creates a life filled with confidence, influence, and achievement understands one life-changing truth. If you wake up each morning without a clear reason to move forward, the world will decide your path for you. And when that happens, you slowly begin living according to other people's expectations instead of creating the life you were meant to live. Think about how most people begin their mornings. The alarm rings, and within seconds they reach for their phone. They scroll through social media, compare their lives to strangers, respond to messages, and immediately become consumed by responsibilities, stress, and outside opinions. Before the day has even started, their emotions are already being controlled by everything around them. They are no longer directing their own life. They are simply reacting to it. Powerful women choose a different approach. They understand that the first few moments of every morning shape the entire day ahead. When a woman begins her day connected to a meaningful purpose, everything changes. Instead of asking, "What does life expect from me today?" she begins asking, "What do I want to create today?" That single shift changes the way she thinks, feels, and acts. Purpose gives every effort meaning. It provides strength when life becomes difficult. It brings clarity when everything feels uncertain. It becomes the quiet force that keeps a woman moving long after motivation has faded away. One of the biggest myths about successful women is that they always wake up feeling confident and inspired. They don't. They experience fear, doubt, disappointment, and uncertainty just like everyone else. They have difficult mornings and challenging seasons. The difference is that their purpose is stronger than their emotions. Even when they feel exhausted, they keep going because they remember why they started. Even when they question themselves, their purpose reminds them that giving up is not an option. Purpose doesn't have to be something extraordinary in the eyes of the world. Sometimes it's deeply personal. It might be building a better future for your family. It could be proving to yourself that you're capable of more than anyone believed. It might be achieving financial freedom or creating a life where your happiness no longer depends on someone else. What matters isn't how impressive your purpose looks to others. What matters is that it means everything to you. The moment a woman becomes clear about her reason for getting out of bed every morning, her entire life begins to shift. She naturally becomes more focused because distractions lose their grip. She becomes more disciplined because excuses no longer feel convincing. She grows more confident because every decision moves her closer to something meaningful. Little by little, she transforms, not because life suddenly becomes easier, but because her purpose becomes stronger than every obstacle in front of her. That is where real power begins. Not with talent, not with praise from others, not by waiting for the perfect opportunity. True power starts the moment you know exactly why your life matters and exactly what kind of future you're determined to create. Another belief that keeps many people stuck is thinking motivation alone will carry them to success. They wait until they feel inspired, confident, or completely ready before taking the first step. But motivation is unreliable. Like every emotion, it comes and goes. Some days you feel unstoppable. Other days you feel drained, discouraged, and unsure of yourself. If your progress depends only on how you feel, your future will always rise and fall with your emotions. The women who build extraordinary lives understand something that most people never fully learn. Motivation may get you started, but discipline is what carries you to the finish line. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's choosing to move forward even when every part of you wants to quit. It's taking action instead of making excuses. It's showing up for yourself on the days when nobody notices and when there is no immediate reward waiting for your effort. The strongest women don't succeed because they always feel motivated. They succeed because they train themselves to act regardless of their mood. Think about how easy it is to make promises when you're feeling inspired. People decide they'll exercise, start a business, improve their mindset, change their habits, or finally create the life they've always imagined. But after a few difficult days, the excitement fades. The work becomes uncomfortable, the energy disappears. Many people quit because they depended on motivation instead of developing discipline. Powerful women refuse to let temporary emotions control permanent goals. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through repetition. Every promise you keep to yourself makes it stronger. Every morning you get up instead of hitting snooze, you strengthen it. Every time you stay focused while others waste time, you strengthen it. Every moment you choose long-term growth instead of short-term comfort, you're becoming someone different. Eventually, discipline no longer feels like a struggle because it becomes part of your identity. The world loves to celebrate visible success, but it rarely notices the invisible habits that make success possible. Few people see the early mornings, the quiet sacrifices, or the lonely hours spent working while everyone else is relaxing. Yet those unseen moments are where powerful women are truly made. Behind every confident woman others admire is a long history of private discipline that no one applauded while it was happening. And perhaps the most important reward of discipline is the self-respect it creates. Every promise you break to yourself weakens the trust you have in your own abilities. But every promise you keep, even the smallest one, proves that your word has value. Over time, that changes how you see yourself. Confidence doesn't appear overnight. It grows every time you prove to yourself that you can consistently do the hard things, even when they're uncomfortable. The reality is that life will never pause until you finally feel prepared. There will always be moments filled with uncertainty, setbacks, fear, and days when giving up seems far easier than moving forward. But the women who become truly powerful make one life-changing choice. They stop asking, "Do I feel motivated today?" and begin asking, "Am I committed?" That simple shift changes everything. Motivation may help you take the first step, but commitment and discipline are what carry you through every obstacle. The moment a woman learns to rely on discipline instead of emotion, she becomes unstoppable. At that point, the only limits left are the ones she chooses to accept. One of the greatest truths about success is often ignored. Before you can shape your future, you must first protect your mind. Every thought you entertain, every belief you develop, and every decision you make is influenced by the people, conversations, information, and environments you allow into your life. Powerful women understand something many people overlook. Your mind is the foundation of the life you build. If you fail to protect it, the world will slowly shape your identity for you. Most people don't realize how much their surroundings influence their confidence and potential. They spend hours consuming negativity, listening to criticism, staying connected to unhealthy relationships, comparing themselves to strangers online, and surrounding themselves with people who constantly complain. Over time, all of that begins to change the way they see themselves. Confidence slowly fades, self-doubt grows louder, fear starts feeling normal. Before they realize it, they're living according to beliefs they never consciously chose. Their future becomes limited by the opinions around them instead of their own potential. Powerful women know that guarding their mind is not optional. It's a daily responsibility. They understand that mental nourishment is just as important as physical nourishment. Imagine eating unhealthy food every day for years. Eventually, your body weakens. The same thing happens mentally. If you constantly feed your mind fear, insecurity, gossip, criticism, distractions, and negativity, your inner strength begins to disappear. And when your mindset becomes weak, even ordinary challenges begin to feel overwhelming. That's why women who rise above average become incredibly selective about what they allow into their minds. They pay attention to the conversations they engage in. They choose carefully whose opinions they value. They understand that not every voice deserves influence over their thinking. Some people project their own fears onto others. Some doubt your abilities simply because they never had the courage to chase their own dreams. Some environments quietly convince you to settle for less than you're capable of achieving. But powerful women learn that protecting their peace is far more important than constantly trying to prove themselves. They intentionally fill their minds with ideas that encourage growth. They read books that challenge the way they think. They listen to people who inspire progress instead of limitation. They spend less time comparing themselves to others and more time becoming the person they want to be. They understand that building a strong mind requires the same discipline as building a strong body. There's another reason this habit changes everything. Your thoughts eventually become your identity. If you constantly absorb negativity, you'll begin believing negative stories about your future. But when you repeatedly fill your mind with confidence, possibility, wisdom, and hope, something remarkable happens. Your inner voice begins changing. You start recognizing opportunities where others only see problems. You trust yourself more. You carry yourself differently because your belief in your own potential continues growing. Powerful women aren't necessarily stronger than everyone else. They're simply more careful about what they allow to shape their mindset. They know the world is constantly trying to influence how they see themselves. If they're not intentional, they'll slowly hand over control of their future without even noticing. Real power begins when you realize that not everything deserves your attention or your energy. The people you listen to, the content you consume, the words you repeat to yourself, and the environments you remain in are quietly creating the person you're becoming. The moment a woman begins protecting her mind with purpose, she starts building a life that negativity cannot easily break. Another quality that separates powerful women is that they never become satisfied with yesterday's version of themselves. They understand that growth doesn't happen automatically just because time passes. Getting older doesn't guarantee becoming wiser, stronger, or more capable. Personal growth is a choice. It's a daily commitment to becoming better than you were the day before. The women who build extraordinary lives know that self-improvement isn't something they do occasionally. It's simply the way they live. Many people spend years waiting for their circumstances to change, without realizing that life changes only after they change first. They wait for opportunities, hope for better timing, and imagine success arriving on its own. Powerful women take a different approach. They understand that lasting transformation always begins within. Every day becomes another opportunity to learn, improve, and prepare themselves for greater possibilities ahead. This habit matters because the world never stands still. Industries evolve, technology advances, opportunities shift, new challenges appear constantly. The people who refuse to grow eventually fall behind. Powerful women recognize this early. They know that standing still is often the quickest way to become irrelevant. That's why they continue investing in themselves, understanding that every new skill they develop today creates more freedom tomorrow. Growth doesn't always have to be dramatic. Often, it's invisible to everyone except you. It might mean becoming a better communicator, improving emotional intelligence, learning to manage money wisely, creating stronger routines, or reading books that expand your perspective. What matters isn't how impressive the progress looks to others. What matters is continuing to move forward. They also understand that learning should never stop after school, university, or even after becoming successful. In fact, one of the biggest dangers begins when people believe they already know enough. The moment someone stops learning, they begin limiting their future. Curiosity fades, adaptability weakens, confidence becomes fragile because it's built on outdated knowledge instead of continuous improvement. Powerful women avoid this by remaining lifelong students, always searching for new knowledge that strengthens both their character and their abilities. Daily growth creates another gift that many people overlook. It builds genuine confidence. When a woman watches herself becoming more capable over time, belief in herself develops naturally. She no longer depends on constant praise because she can clearly see her own progress. Every lesson becomes proof she's evolving. Every obstacle she overcomes reminds her she's stronger than she once believed. That confidence cannot easily be taken away because it was earned through personal growth, not borrowed from someone else's approval. The truth is that extraordinary women aren't always the smartest, luckiest, or most connected. More often than not, they're simply the women who never stop growing. They know success is not a destination you arrive at once. Becoming powerful is a lifelong process of expanding your abilities. The moment a woman commits to learning, improving, and evolving every single day, she becomes unstoppable. Because she no longer waits for opportunities to appear. She becomes the person capable of creating them herself. Another life-changing transformation begins when a woman realizes that self-respect isn't something others hand to her. It's something she builds from within. Too many people spend years chasing approval, trying to please everyone, saying yes when they want to say no, accepting disrespect to avoid rejection, and sacrificing their own peace to keep others comfortable. But powerful women eventually understand one simple truth. The moment you stop honoring your own boundaries, you quietly teach others that your needs don't matter. Many people mistake kindness for constant self-sacrifice. They believe being caring means always putting themselves last, even when it damages their own emotional well-being. They think love requires accepting harmful behavior. They believe success means making everyone else happy. But living this way eventually leads to exhaustion, resentment, and emotional emptiness. When you continuously give away your time, energy, attention, and peace without protecting yourself, there's eventually nothing left to fuel your own growth. The strongest women know that protecting their energy isn't selfish, it's essential. Every day they make choices about where their emotional energy will go. Every relationship, every conversation, every commitment, and every environment either strengthens their peace or slowly drains it. Too many people give others unlimited access to their emotional world without realizing how deeply it affects them. They stay in toxic friendships, remain in relationships where respect no longer exists, and allow constant criticism to shape their self-worth. Over time, their confidence begins to disappear because they have allowed outside negativity to consume the energy they needed to build a better future. Powerful women create healthy boundaries because boundaries reflect self-respect. Saying no doesn't make you cold or uncaring. It simply means recognizing that your time matters, your peace matters, and your emotional well-being deserves to be protected. When you repeatedly allow people to cross your boundaries without consequences, you quietly send yourself a dangerous message: that everyone else's expectations matter more than your own needs. Over time, this slowly weakens your confidence and self-worth. One of the hardest lessons many women eventually learn is that not everyone deserves unlimited access to their life. Some people only show up when they need something. Others constantly take without ever giving back. Some bring nothing but negativity, drama, insecurity, and emotional exhaustion into every interaction. Yet so many women keep these people close because they fear being called selfish, cold, or difficult. Powerful women see things differently. They understand that protecting their peace often requires making difficult decisions. Sometimes personal growth means creating distance from people who no longer fit the future you're working so hard to build. Not everyone is meant to stay in every chapter of your life, and that's perfectly okay. Something remarkable happens when a woman truly begins respecting herself. Her standards naturally become higher. She no longer accepts disrespect simply to keep others comfortable. She stops shrinking herself to fit into places where her value isn't recognized. She becomes more intentional about the relationships she builds, the opportunities she accepts, and the commitments she makes, because she understands that protecting herself is part of creating the life she deserves. As a result, confidence grows naturally. She no longer depends on other people to decide what she's worth. Instead, she develops a quiet certainty that comes from honoring herself every single day. The truth is that self-respect changes the way the world responds to you. People notice when you carry yourself with healthy standards. They notice when your decisions come from confidence instead of desperation for approval. But the biggest change happens inside you. You stop waiting for permission to value yourself. You realize your worth was never something that needed to be earned through endless sacrifice or constant validation. Real power begins when a woman understands that she was never meant to spend her life proving her value to everyone around her. True strength appears the moment she decides that her peace, her time, her standards, and her emotional well-being are valuable enough to protect without guilt or apology. From that moment on, the world begins responding to the standard she has chosen for herself. Another reason so many people never reach their full potential is because they focus only on what is happening today. They want instant results, immediate recognition, quick success, and constant proof that their efforts are paying off. Modern life has conditioned people to expect everything immediately. They want transformation within days, achievement within weeks, and rewards before the process has even had time to work. But the most powerful women understand something that sets extraordinary people apart. Lasting success is never created through short-term thinking. Greatness belongs to those who learn to see far beyond the present moment. Most people don't quit because they lack ability. They quit because progress feels too slow. They begin working toward a meaningful goal, but when they don't see immediate results, doubt starts creeping in. They question whether the effort is worthwhile. They compare themselves to others. They become frustrated by how long success seems to take. Eventually, many give up simply because reality didn't move as quickly as they expected. Powerful women approach the journey differently. They know that everything truly valuable requires time, and they refuse to judge their future based on temporary results. Think about the tallest buildings in the world. They aren't built overnight. Before anyone sees the finished structure, months or even years are spent creating a foundation hidden beneath the ground. No one applauds that invisible work, yet without it, the building could never withstand future pressure. Personal growth works exactly the same way. Before confidence becomes visible, discipline must be developed in private. Before leadership appears on the outside, emotional strength must be built within. Before success becomes obvious to others, countless unseen habits quietly shape your character behind the scenes. Powerful women embrace patience because they understand that temporary sacrifice often creates lasting freedom. They're willing to give up short-term comfort in exchange for long-term independence. While others chase instant gratification, they stay focused on the bigger picture. They know that saying yes to every distraction may feel satisfying today, but it often steals opportunities from tomorrow. Every decision becomes part of a much greater vision, and that perspective allows them to stay committed even when the journey becomes difficult. Long-term thinking also protects them from making emotional decisions. When someone lives only for the present, every setback feels like the end of the story. One failure feels permanent, criticism feels devastating, delays feel unbearable. But when a woman begins thinking in terms of years instead of days, setbacks lose much of their power. She understands that one difficult season cannot define an entire future. She refuses to let temporary pain convince her to abandon goals that matter most. The strongest women know that consistency is far more valuable than speed. The world loves celebrating overnight success, but it rarely acknowledges the years of invisible effort that came before it. Behind every woman people admire today is a long history of persistence through uncertainty, disappointment, setbacks, and countless moments when quitting would have been much easier than continuing. That is what truly separates powerful women from everyone else. They refuse to let slow progress weaken their commitment. They know that becoming extraordinary isn't about reaching the finish line first. It's about continuing to build, even when success still feels far away. They trust the process long enough for that process to transform who they are. The truth is simple. A woman who learns to think long-term becomes incredibly difficult to defeat because she no longer expects instant rewards. She understands that greatness is created slowly through years of discipline, patience, sacrifice, and unwavering persistence. The moment she stops chasing immediate results and fully commits herself to the future she truly wants, she becomes unstoppable. She is no longer living for temporary comfort. She is building a legacy that is strong enough to outlast every obstacle placed in her path.